Hello everyone, good day to all of you. My name is Sneha Dash, a first semester student of B.Ed at University, BT and Evening College, and today I am here to present a video presentation on the topic level of reading, literal and interpretive reading, which is the part of our EPC1 course. I would like to begin by sincerely expressing my gratitude to our respected guide, Dr. Aniruddha Burmon sir, for giving me this valuable opportunity to work on this topic. This presentation is organized into four main sections. First, I will explain the concept of reading. This will be followed by discussion on the need and importance of reading. And next, I will explain the level of reading with special focus on literal reading and interpretative reading. Finally, the presentation will conclude with a brief summary. Next slide. What is reading? Now, let me ask you a simple question. When we say reading, what comes to our mind? Is it only looking at word in a book, or is it something more than that? So, the answer is in reality, reading is much more than just a pronouncing word aloud. Reading is a fundamental language through which we understand written text and extract meaning from them. When we read, we do not only decode letter and word, we think about what the text is saying. We try to understand ideas, facts, and messages hidden in the text. We connect the information with our own experiences and knowledge. So, reading is a active mental process. It involves comprehension, thinking, interpretation. That is why two people can read the same text but understand it differently. Several scholars also explain reading in this way. According to Hughes, reading is a complex interaction between reader and the text where meaning is constructed. On the other hand, Klein, Johnston, and King in the year of 2006, they defined reading as it is a process of decoding and understanding written text. This definition highlights that reading involves recognizing word, symbol, and comprehending the message conveyed through them. Now we will understand the need and importance of reading. First, let us look at the main points given on the slide. First, reading plays a vital role in acquiring knowledge as it allows learners to access information from textbook, newspaper, academic journals, and digital sources. Then, reading supports strong academic performance by enhancing comprehension, concentration, and analytical ability. Then, reading is essential for understanding instruction and information in everyday life, whether it is reading notice, application form, examination guidelines, or digital content. It helps each and every individual to function confidently and independently in society. Then without proper reading skills, the process of learning remain incomplete because learner may struggle to understand concept, follow written material and connect ideas meaningfully. Now I come to the next part of the presentation, that is level of reading. Here I have presented the concept with the help of a diagrammatic representation to make the idea clear and systematic. So reading, it is generally classified into four levels. First, literal reading. It focuses on understanding the direct, clearly stated meaning of the text. Number two, interpretative reading. It involves reading between the lines to understand the implied meaning and the author's intention. Number three, critical reading. It examines the text by analyzing ideas, argument, and evidences from a judgment. Number three, creative reading. It goes beyond the text to generate new ideas, interpretation, or original expression. Now, I will discuss literal reading. First, let us look at the definition given on the slide. Literal reading refers to understanding the information that is directly stated in the text. The reader identifies fact, detail, and ideas exactly as they are written without adding personal interpretation or assumption. Here I have given some characteristics of literal reading. First, literal reading focuses on understanding information that is clearly stated in the text. Number two, it deals with fact detailed name, date, and event exactly as they appear. Number three, the reader does not interpret hidden meaning or draw conclusion beyond the text. This means the reader does not read between the lines. Whatever is not written in the text is not considered. Now, I would like to give an example to elaborate this topic. When a student read a college notice mentioning the examination date, time, room number, and simply note down this detail as written, the student is practicing literal reading. The focus here is accuracy, not interpretation. Therefore, literal reading develops the ability to understand information clearly and correctly. It is most basic yet essential level of reading. We now continue with literal reading by understanding the technique used and its advantages and its limitation. This part helps us to understand how literal reading work in practical life. So technique used for literal readings: scanning for specific information, identifying keyword, dates and number, reading topic sentences carefully and underlining the important fact. For example, in a passage explaining that Independence Day of India is celebrated on 15th August 1947, a student uses literal reading by scanning the text to find the specific date, identifying keyword like Independence Day, reading the topic sentence carefully to understand the main idea and underlining important fact. Now, advantages of literal reading. Number one, build basic comprehension skills. Number two, ensure accurate understanding of fact. Number three, useful for beginners and factual text, and it also reduces misunderstanding. But there are several limitations of literal reading. Literal reading it limits understanding to surface meaning and does not prompt deep thinking. For example, let me elaborate it by giving an example. So, if a passage states the event took place on 5th June 2020 at 10 am, literal reading helps the reader to understand only the exact time and date. It does not encourage deeper thinking and the importance of this event or its impact. Now we move to the next level of reading. Let us first understand the definition given on the slide. Interpretative reading it involves understanding meaning that are not directly stated in the text. Here the reader read between the line and uses reasoning, experiences and knowledge to grasp implied ideas. In simple words, interpretative reading helps us understand what the author means and when it is not clearly written. Now let us discuss the characteristics of interpretative reading. First, it involves inference and analysis. Number two, it requires connecting clues from the text. Number three, it uses background knowledge and imagination. Now, to help you understand this level more clearly, let us look at the example given. In the first example, a character sits alone in a silence every evening. The author does not clearly state that the character is sad. However, by observing the character's behavior, the reader understands feeling of loneliness. This understanding comes through interpretative reading. Now, I continue our discussion on interpretative reading by examining how it is practiced, why it is useful, and where it is required. This section helps us understand how readers actively construct meaning rather than simply receive information. Let us begin with the technique used in interpretative reading. First, making logical guesses, then connecting the text with real life experiences, identifying the tone, mood, emotion, and asking how, why and how questions. For example, in a story describing a character sitting silently in a dark room after losing his job, the reader makes logical guesses from clues connecting the situation with real life experiences, identify the mood as sad and hopeless, and ask why and how situation occurred to interpret the deeper meaning of the text. Now, advantages of interpretative reading. First, it develops analytical and thinking skills, help us to understand literature and social issues, help to deeper comprehension, and also important for higher studies and competitive exams. Now, what are the limitations of interpretative reading? Interpretation can become subjective if it is not supported by textual evidences. For example, if poem says the road was empty at dusk, one reader may interpret as loneliness while another may see it as peace. So, to conclude, reading is a layered process that moves from understanding direct information to grasping deeper meaning. Literal reading helps reader to understand the fact clearly, while interpretative reading allow them to understand implied ideas and emotion. So both are important and essential for effective comprehension. Thank you for your time and your attention. I hope this presentation provide a clear understanding of the level of reading.